This is a demo to show how decision orchestration is implemented using the case management and task management features in viabl.ai. On the left-hand side, we have the viabl.ai development platform with three applications. First, an employee expense request application, where an employee can submit an expense claim. Next, process expenses, which will process the claim. And finally, expense request review, which can be used if the claim is escalated to a manager to approve or reject the claim. On the top right-hand side, a diagram will show the flow of a claim through the three applications. On the bottom right, we have the deployment server, where case management and task management tabs show cases and tasks associated with claims. Finally, on the bottom left, this window will show the runtime versions of the Employee Expense Dialog application and the Expense Request Review chat application. Process Expenses is a silent application that runs periodically, so it doesn't have a runtime user interface. The first thing an employee would do would be to submit a claim using the Employee Expense Request application, which creates a new case containing the claim details. Here's the editor for creating the form used to capture the claim details. And here is the Create New Case object, used to create a case in the Case Management tab. This object was created using the Add New Case build tool, which is one of several case management build tools. In the Cases tab on the deployment server, you can see there are currently no cases. Let's run this deployed application to create a new case. The claim form has been populated with the claim details, so clicking Next will create a new case. Refreshing the Case Management tab, you can now see a new case has been created. If we click on the case, you can see the associated payload. The Employee Expense Request application has now ended, and the next stage is for the Process Expenses application to retrieve the new case and process the claim. As stated previously, the Process Expenses application is set to run periodically, in this case every minute, polling for new cases. If we look at the application in the development platform, we can see the objects used for retrieving the case and its payload prior to processing it. The expense claim is processed by assessing the individual's employment grade, hotel, and department. There can be three possible outcomes: automatic approval, automatic rejection, or escalation to a human manager, and the case status is updated to reflect this. Approval or rejection will result in an email being sent to the employee to inform them of the decision. Escalation will result in the claim being referred to a human manager for assessment. This is referred to as human in the loop. A new task is created in task management, which returns the task's unique URL, and an email is sent to the manager containing this URL. When the manager clicks the URL link, the Expense Request Review application is run for the task ID contained in the URL. We can simulate this in the deployment server by using the play button next to the task. A chat session will present the claim information and an option to approve or reject the claim. Relating the Expense Request Review application to the diagram, we can see the case is retrieved via the task ID, the payload is retrieved, and a report containing this information is presented to the manager. They will then be asked whether they would like to approve or reject, and if they want to reject, to provide a reason. So, let's reject. The reason being hotel too expensive. The chat session ends, which means the case payload and status have been updated and the task has completed. Refreshing the Case Management tab, we can see the case status is now rejected. And clicking on this case shows the updated payload with the manager's rejection being included. Moving to the Task Manager tab and refreshing, we can see the updated task status of completed. As the task has been completed, workflow is resumed in the Process Expenses application. The updated payload is retrieved, including the manager decision and reason for any rejection. This decision is conveyed to the employee via the approval or rejection email.